Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Kalyan. I will be giving you a brief idea about how to read newspapers. So newspaper reading is the most important requisite for UPSC preparation. So many students have this basic doubt. Why read newspaper? Where does newspaper fit in? How to read newspaper on a daily basis? Should I make notes out of newspaper? How much time should I spend on newspaper reading? So these are very common questions that each and everyone go through. And most important thing is, many people know that everybody suggests reading newspaper, but nobody will tell you why to read newspaper. Why is even more important than what people have suggested. So many toppers also have suggested reading newspapers. So today we will try to demystify all those things and try to understand them in a very simple and easy fashion. Now, before entering into the how and why of newspaper, first of all, let us understand the UPSC mains syllabus copy. We have one optional subject, 4 GS papers and 1 essay paper. Now, if you observe very carefully, most of these topics overlap with your prelims preparation, right? Geography, constitution, polity, governance, all these things actually overlap with your prelims preparation as well. So, when you prepare for mains, prelims. So prelims is subset of mains. So when you are reading newspapers, you are not only preparing for prelims or mains individually, you are preparing for the whole topics in its entirety. Okay, so let's see the role and place of newspaper. Now, as you can see here, current affairs. So the myth that current affairs is ocean, anything and everything under the sky is asked for UPSC preparation, and all these things are not actually true. So the most important things that are there in today's world, that is 2021, is newspapers, blogs, magazines, YouTube channels, Telegram, economic survey budget, summaries, and a lot of things. But the thing is, newspaper is one thing that actually feeds most of these sources. So these two things will be covered here, 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 and here, right? So that means newspaper is the core source of your preparation. The first and most important source of current affairs is newspaper. Let's say what is happening in Afghanistan, why petrol prices are rising. Anything, you take anything that is happening in the world, it is relevant to you. We will see in today's newspaper how it matters. But the thing is, as you understand, the most important source of current affairs, which is 1000+ marks, sometimes it overlaps with your optional. Let's say most of the students have PSIR as an optional. So PSIR paper 2 have a lot of international relations, which is covered again in newspaper reading, right? So newspapers, Yojana and Kurukshetra magazines are the primary source of information. This is daily and this is monthly, right? And it will be covered in various other places. Now, having seen there are various sources for current affairs, why and how to use that? It is to consolidate. That means if you are investing 15 minutes or 20 minutes reading an article, seeing a YouTube video, or 1 hour listening to a class, the ultimate goal is to consolidate that knowledge. That means that data you have read today should be either used in prelims hall, or it should be used in your mains answer writing, which is either 150 or 250 words, or you should be able to give an answer in a interview. For example, for those who are going to interview in 2021, the question might be like this: should India engage with Taliban? Right? That can be a mains question, that can be a interview question. By reading newspaper on a daily basis, you will be able to answer that very easily. Okay, next. Now, before entering into even more discussion, first of all understand what is current affairs. Now, most people have this misnomer that what is the capital of this particular country, what is the currency of this particular country. All such trivial questions are not at all required for UPSC preparation. What is required is whether it has a pan-India influence, national level importance, is it going to be evergreen, like long-term influence. Let's see. Current affairs. Current affairs does not exist in isolation. If there is something that exists in isolation, that is current event rather than current affairs. Okay, current affairs. So something is happening in polity. Let's say constitution, Supreme Court gave a progressive judgment. That is polity in relation to current affairs. That means there is no such thing as current affairs. It's polity in action. It's Ethics in action, security in action. Recently, US court has punished a whistleblower. So that goes in your ethics paper, right? How did you come to know? You came to know it through newspaper. A cyclone has affected Kerala. How do you know? A landslip happened in Himachal Pradesh. Uttarakhand natural disasters are happening. How? That is geography or disaster management, right? Government has announced a new scheme, that is your governance part. What is happening in Afghanistan and how is India handling that situation, that is your international relations. Yes, RBI has done something, that is your economy. Yes, children are suffering because of the COVID. Crime has increased against women. How is that important? Current affairs in relation to society. That means there is no such thing as core current affairs. Everything is your static part. If you go back to the first slide, that is our mains syllabus, these are the same topics that are mentioned there, right? That means the current affairs that is happening in various sections of the static part is important for your UPSC exam. Yes. Now, the next most important misnomer is how to cover each and everything. Do you really humanly remember each and everything that is happening in the society? No. Something is happening in politics, BJP versus Congress, not at all required for the exam. So how come we can decide that? Because there is a simple golden rule, that is the North Star. If you take mains syllabus, mains previous year questions and prelims previous year questions, these three things will act like a North Star, will guide you. Let's say you have opened a newspaper, you are reading an article about Congress or BJP. Have you ever seen a question in mains syllabus or in mains previous year question or prelims previous year question mentioning we need to read about politics? If yes, you read that topic. If no, you can totally discard it. But there is an article which says Parliament is not performing well, which is very, very important for your governance, because Parliament is a temple of democracy. If Parliament is not functioning well, then there is no accountability mechanism on the political executive or the politicians. So it's very important. So you will read that. Like this, if you mug up previous year questions of mains and prelims from last 10 years, okay, you will be easily able to filter out 90% of the syllabus. Okay, so please keep in mind, from 2013 onwards, you should know each and every mains question in all the 4 GS papers, and 2013 to 2020, all the previous questions of the prelims. If you know these two things, newspaper reading will become very, very easy, right? And sometimes, let's say Virat Kohli is in sports section, right? Should I read it? Should I not read it? But the article was Virat Kohli is suffering from depression, or he's discussing about mental health issue. Now, you may not see that question directly coming in mains or prelims, but mental health issue is a very, very important problem. Prime Minister has highlighted it multiple times, and suicides are increasing in the society because of mental health issues, right? You can link it to society, or you can link it to ethics paper called as emotional intelligence. So for all these purposes, such articles are very important. We will anyhow discuss each and every article in our classes, but the thing is, I am giving you what mindset should you have in the before reading the newspaper. Now, coming back to this particular chart, as you can see, current affairs needs a lot of understanding. Most of you must be fresh out of the college graduation, right? You have no clue what is monetary policy. You don't have an idea what are cyclones. You might have read them about in the school, but after schooling, we probably don't read all these things. We are specialists, right? We are either into commerce field, engineering, or something else. But the thing is, you have zero clue after your graduation and you are here. So when you hear the terms like monetary policy, so an article is explaining how monetary policy will help the country, you may not be able to understand it. It's totally fine. You don't know what is cyclone, even the most basic thing about cyclone, it's totally fine. You don't know the civil disobedience movement, it's totally fine. But the thing is to know that I'm supposed to know all these things. That means if your static is stronger, if your static is getting stronger, if your static is like this pillar, okay, if you are this strong, then newspaper reading is like cherry on the top. It's very, very easy to cover. Okay, in the initial days, you start directly with newspapers, which is a must do thing. But the thing is, you have to interlink it to your NCERTs, right? Basic NCERT, geography, polity, economy. What is democracy? What is tyranny of majority? Why we need have constitutional limitations? Is it a limitation on the state? Is it a limitation on the people? Why citizens should have freedom of expression? So such, when you come to know all these things, let's say you will be able to understand the newspaper in a much better fashion. So the stronger your static, the easier your newspaper reading is. Next, statics. What is static? As you have seen in the above diagram, if or technically you can call all these things as static. You need to know what is social justice, what is John Rawls theory, right? What is governance, what are the constitutional provisions that are there for upliftment of women, children, vulnerable sections. So the more static you read, like polity, economy, geography, the more basics you know, the easier it will be for your understanding of newspaper. Next is not only reading these two things, you have to revise that with the newspaper. Yes, yesterday or day before yesterday, the Chief Justice of India has lamented that corruption is increasing in politicians. What we call as criminalization of politics is increasing. In spite of Supreme Court judgments and progressive decisions, still criminalization of politics is increasing. So we need to know why we need to have a clean, fair elections, which you will understand from NCERTs, how elected representatives are elected, that is your polity, right? So mixing NCERT plus Lakshmikant or any other polity textbook plus newspaper will give you a holistic, right? So the most important thing for you to do is take newspaper as a catalyst. It will help you understand whatever you are reading and show it in reality, that is real time. This is theory, this is practice. What you read about democracy, how democracy functions, elections, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, all that is static part. But how is it actually functioning in the real life? That is your newspaper. So newspaper is a mirror to the society, the rest is static part. Why this is very important is you need to know a clear-cut distinction. You cannot appreciate this without this. At the same time, you cannot expand on this without newspapers. Okay, in mains hall, in prelims hall, okay, whatever you do is application part. UPSC is not going to ask you what are the provisions of or how Lok Sabha functions. It will ask questions in relation to latest context. In recent times, the productivity of Lok Sabha or Parliament has come down. Critically analyze. So such kind of questions are framed where you need to know the static part and the current affairs part. Only then your application will be very nice. Okay, so I hope this basic introduction will give you a clear-cut idea. Like current affairs is nothing but static plus application. Only when you know these surrounding things, the static parts thoroughly, you will totally appreciate current affairs. And it cannot happen in 1 month. Just before the exam, 1 month before the exam, I will sit, I will mug up the things. It will never work like that. You have to do it on a daily basis. Whenever you read, let's say economy, I hope you have some basics about economy, right? But how will you revise it? You have to revise it on a daily basis through newspaper. So a article might mention inflation. What are the types of inflation? In Venezuela, we have hyperinflation. When you hear the term hyperinflation, so first of all, you have to recollect your static part. What is hyperinflation? Then what is your current affairs part? In which country do we see inflation in the recent times? Venezuela, Zimbabwe, probably, right? So in that fashion, you link them. Right, so that is the importance of newspaper. So your entire current affairs preparation lies in the newspaper and it spills into the rest of the things. Even to appreciate survey and budget, you need to know newspapers or what is happening in the society. Now please understand this very diagram very nicely, because in the initial days, at least in the first 3 months of your preparation, okay, your data is like this. Think of each and every dot as a new term you learn. Let's say you have learnt about repo rate. Yes, So somewhere else you came to know what is civil disobedience movement. Somewhere else you came to know about society. Yes. Then 75 years of independence, you read an article. That means you are learning so many topics in less amount of time, and you have no clue how you are going to use this particular data, right? Even if I show you a mains question paper, you may not be able to understand why that particular question is framed. In today's Hindu, there is an article about Afghanistan. So first of all, why that article is important? How am I going to use that particular article? How will it help me in prelims, mains, or in interview? You have no idea. As a fresher, your mind will be more or less like this, totally confused, scattered data. Okay, it's totally fine. Everybody will go through the same boat. Even today's All India first ranker must have started something like this, right? So don't get scared when you have random data. Think about it. When you have random data, that means 2 months ago you didn't know all these things existed. Be happy that today you know all these things. That's the first and most important thing. Next, when you add value to that, okay, that means you came to know there is something called as Afghanistan, and Afghanistan is useful for your GS paper to international relations, that is information. So what is the difference between data and information? Data is random knowledge, random scattered knowledge, okay, but when you know how to use that, that means you have wealth, that information, someday you are going to use it, that is valuable. So from data to information, you move to a next level. That's a good thing. In the same way, you know repo rate. You also know repo rate can be linked to monetary policy. It is useful in your GS paper 3, either in prelims or mains. That's a very, very valuable source of information. So the more data you have, you can convert that into information. So repo rate and monetary policy are two random lines, but you connected them and it became information. Yes. Now, even more important thing is how information can be converted into something meaningful, that is knowledge. Yes. So if you see these 3 dots, you know there is something called as Afghanistan issue. It is related to internal security of Jammu and Kashmir, and at the same time humanitarian values. You can write a mains answer based on these 3 keywords. First of all, Afghanistan is very, very important neighbor to India. Pakistan has a lot of influence in Afghanistan. If Afghanistan is allowed to thrive, it might become the hub of terrorism, which will directly affect our security. So we don't want Afghanistan to be converted into a terrorist hub. Next, internal security threat. Cross-border terrorism might increase, or the drug money. Afghanistan is the largest source of cannabis, poppy, right? So all the drug money can be used against India, which is dangerous. So we also come to know there is something called as golden crescent, golden triangle. So India is between these 2 things, and that's a very huge security threat. Next, humanitarian values. Thousands, if not lakhs of children are going to suffer. Yes, they will be recruited as child soldiers. Humanitarian crisis is going to happen. Hunger deaths, yes, rape, all these things will happen. So we have seen this in 2002, how Taliban has dealt. Today again we are going to see how humanitarian values are being eroded. So 2021 world does not want to have a global humanitarian crisis on its hand, because terrorism anywhere is threat to prosperity everywhere. So we cannot allow the terrorism to survive either in Afghanistan, Yemen, Syria, because the radicalized youth there might come and radicalize elsewhere or cause global destruction. So which is not a good scenario. So for all this reason, you come to know this transformation from data to knowledge, it depends on topic to topic. Sometimes it will happen immediately. Yes. You just read it once and you understand the macro picture. Sometimes it will take 3 to 6 months. It's totally fine. Give it 3 to 6 months, because in UPSC, if you take any particular chapter or a topic, okay, it doesn't happen overnight. If you have to write a good GS answer, you need to know polity, history, economy, geography, bring them together and write a fantastic answer. Yes. So if you have to write an answer about Afghanistan, you need to know the past, the present, the future, positive side, negative side, what is India's official stand, what are the most popular, let's say Raja Mohan or some other external affairs analysts, what are they saying, how do we bring all these two things together, and it cannot be brought in from one single source or in one night. So what comes easily also is forgotten easily. So try to spend time, give it 6 months, 3 to 6 months, and your knowledge levels will increase. Next. So again, this is not totally useful for UPSC, but understand insight and wisdom. Sometimes you see a question, you understand it from a different perspective, yes, or use it in a different perspective. There was a question, I think in 2014, 15 or 16 in mains GS1. It was something about smart cities. Okay, so when the question is about smart cities, a topper, okay, he used Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Okay, they are considered as smart cities in those days, right? They had a very good ventilation system, they had a very good drainage system, right? So all these things were very smart. So even the most basic things will act as a smart city. So he brought out that particular insight. So that is something he realized in the exam hall. So when we read GS paper 3 urbanization smart cities, you may or may not connect it with GS paper 1, but the moment you connect it, that is when new insights will develop. Yes, when you see Afghanistan, you not only see it in from IR perspective, but if you are seeing it from ethics in international relations, GS paper 4 point of view, it has a huge ramification because it will give you a clear insight. So students with more insights will write better answers. That means reduce the time in the mains hall, easier to answer, more insight on a particular topic. No matter which direction the question comes from, you will be able to answer. In 2020 there was an ethics question, what is the role of technology in international relations? Okay, 99% of the aspirants know what is international relations, what is role of international relations in any nation, totally understandable, but you have to see it from this road, this yellow road, the technology point of view. So if this is technology, you have to see it only from that particular perspective. Okay, a question might come from, what is the role of nuclear weapons in role of IR? Okay, then you have to use a different road. Okay, so no matter which road or which direction the question comes from, if you are having that insights, right, automatically you can answer technology and IR, right? So please keep this in mind. For 3 to 6 months, scattered knowledge will be there. You have to convert it into information, then knowledge, then into wisdom. No matter which direction or which angle the question is asked, you will be ready to handle that. Having seen how to go about, or what is the mindset that is needed, that is prerequisite. What is the role of newspaper? Newspaper is one part of current affairs. We have addressed that. What is current affairs? Current affairs is nothing but static in action. Next, how and why to develop knowledge in long term, because if you read newspaper one day, you will feel bored, you don't understand anything, it is taking huge amount of time, you will throw it out. 3 months down the line, if you read newspaper every day, you will be 100% better than 99% of your peers. Why? They have given up in the very initial days, but you have followed it up, you read the newspapers, you developed insights, and that insights are going to help you in the exam hall. Talk to anyone who wrote mains in the recent times, they will tell you the most biggest problem in the exam hall is lack of examples, and you will think in the exam hall rather than write. That is why time is a problem in exam hall. You have to apply current affairs. Everything you do is for consolidation, that is to use it in prelims, mains, or in interview. Now, what is the flow of newspaper reading? What is the ultimate objective of newspaper reading? First of all, as I have mentioned, you need to know your mains syllabus. Take a printout of your mains syllabus, all the 4 sheets, okay, get them laminated, by heart them. Each and every day spend 5 minutes mugging up all the keywords. So when you see a particular article in the newspaper, you know whether that particular article is important or not, whether there is a syllabus linkage, yes or no. You must have read an article called as food processing industries in India are growing. So you don't know whether that is there in the syllabus or not. But if you know it's in GS paper 3, food processing industries, then automatically will give importance to that particular article, right? So in the same way, IR related articles, yes, society related articles. Recently there was an article in Hindu which says midday meal scheme have improved the health of children in generations. Yes, so when you read that, you know it belongs to GS paper 2, governance, steps taken by government. So mains syllabus should be totally in your mind. you should know previous prelims questions and mains questions, and then you should know very, very important events. Yes, like let's say 75 years of independence. So what is the kind of India we wanted to see in 100 years? So how do we go from 75 years to 100 years, and how will it develop? Next, every day you read newspaper for 1.5 hours, that is totally fine. But after 1.5 hours, what is the important thing? You need to save the newspapers. So how to make notes in a way, but important thing is you don't have to write each and everything. You need to only note down facts and data. India's rank in Human Development Index is this. You write it down. All the theory that is given in the columns, you don't have to read. Next, you can save it either in digital format or online format, and you have to say always save notes in topic wise, not date wise. Okay, we will discuss more about that in the classes, but the thing is, remember, saving is equally important, but only save data and facts. Next is usage. So what is usage? Usage means a article will have multiple impacts or multiple angles. Crime against women can be a topic. So you are reading an article about crime against women. In houses they are facing violence, in public places they are facing violence, in office they are facing some kind of harassment, sexual harassment and other things. So all these are different kinds of violence against women or crime against women. Now this article, when you read that particular article, you have to know the usage. Can I use it in prelims? Can I use it in mains? Yes. So if yes, where? So prelims, sometimes the questions will be like Sexual Harassment Act, what are the provisions? So in that sense you can use it in prelims. You have to know that you can use this article in society, you can use this article in Indian heritage and history. That means women were given a great role, great importance. If you go to Gargi and all these people, they are in Vedas, Upanishads, they have debated. So thinkers, philosophers, they have contributed a lot. So that is the role and respect that is given to women in India. So culture wise, we come from a great tradition, but we are not implementing it today. Yes, feministic worship is a very unique feature of India, but we are not implementing it in the society. Next, constitution has a lot of safeguards for women or every individual for that matter. If she wants to work, okay, she should be able to work. But because sexual harassment is happening in the transportation or in the office, or night shifts are not allowed, because of all this unhealthy environment, we are not allowing her to live up to her full potential. So that is a constitution angle. So polity angle, what are the schemes passed by the government to promote women empowerment? Next, social justice, again the same thing. Governance, okay. Next, economic development. Female labor force participation ratio is very important. As Swami Vivekananda says, when both the wings of the bird are in total shape, only then can a bird fly or a nation grow, right? So if you don't allow women because of the crimes happening against them, then there is no economic development. So one of the reasons why women are not allowed to work in India is crime against them. Yes, that has a huge ramifications. How can technology promote safety against them? Next, you can use it in ethics as well. Yes. Like this, if you take a particular topic and think where all I can use this particular article, it will expand your thought process. It will make your mind work. You don't have to stretch it. If you see, I haven't linked it to environment, biodiversity, disaster management or security. I don't see any angle where crime against women is a security threat. It's a law and order problem. Just because I have to link it to every topic, I don't have to link it. Yes, this is an exercise you do for each and every article in each and every day's newspaper, at least for first 3 months. Okay, after that it becomes a part and parcel of your preparation. You don't have to spend extra 5 minutes. It comes to you so naturally. Okay, in the same way, there is an equally important essay paper, right? So you can use this essay paper in relation to women and children. Like this, you take an article, you think of this particular chart, which is nothing but your GS syllabus, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, and you can also link it to ethics, right? How? There is ethics case study in previous papers, North Star. Always think about previous questions, right? Mains previous question. There is an article in ethics case study. There is a case study which says a particular office which is developing, a woman employee has been sexually harassed. Should that company hush it up? Yes or no? Okay, so that means UPSC is taking what is happening in the society and making it into ethics case studies. So once you read an article and apply it to all these areas 1, 2, 3 and 4, automatically you are thinking in a very holistic fashion. That is nothing but your answer writing in essay or in your GS papers. So that is what it means by usage here. Yes, you have to use it in prelims, you have to use it in mains, you have to use it in essay. Next, what happens if you do this daily for 3 to 6 months? Your knowledge will compound. What is compounding? Compounding means constant growth, right? And it will synergize. That means when you are reading internal security and disaster management or some other topic, all the knowledge you have read till now will come and help you. Oh, that day in Uttarakhand this have happened, I have read it. Yes, or somewhere in Rajasthan someone killed someone for some other reason. So that is society issue. So you come to know all these things and it will compound. That means your knowledge will keep on accumulating, and after that when you read any revision material like monthly magazine or something, it will help you revise very easily. And by doing that exercise, as I have mentioned just few minutes ago, linking it to each and every GS paper, interlinking comes to you naturally. You don't have to struggle. Let's say you are looking at a ethics topic, essay topic, be the change you wish to see in the world. You will think it from technology point of view, you will think it from geography point of view, science point of view, society point of view, governance point of view. It comes naturally. Next, you make a final notes out of it. That means by doing all these things, once just before the prelims or mains, you make a final short notes, right? It becomes very easy. So it's self-explanatory, but the thing is, to reach this stage, it does not happen automatically. You have to work on a very daily basis and a regular basis. So this is a flow of UPSC newspaper reading. I hope you understand why we have to do this. Always remember, once you know previous syllabus copies and previous questions, then you are static, your knowledge will increase. So just think about it. If you have any questions, we will discuss it in our regular classes. So I will give you a brief outline of how to read newspapers, what are the important things, and how to point out important data. Next, so if you see, this is a front page. So the most important information of the day is covered in front page. Not everything is equally important, so you can filter out, right? This is about GS paper to IR. So more Afghan cities fall as Taliban near Kabul. Why this is important and all those things will be discussed in our classes, but you need to know this article is more important than this article. But here you need to understand why and how petrol prices are framed. That is your GS paper 3 static economy. As I mentioned in the previous class, the more you understand the static, the better is it for you to understand current affairs. Next, if you see, this is about Vice President's anger or frustration about Parliament not functioning in a proper way. This is not about politics, but this is about democracy as a whole. House is for debate, not for political battles. So that can be directly mains question. Critically comment. So obviously Parliament House is for debates, right? But how many debates are happening? Why productivity is falling down? So in this way, this article and this article is important, whereas this article is not so important, but the basic behind that particular article is important. Who decides petrol prices in the country? Yes, why it's a very important thing, how much petrol is imported by India, and you can also link it to electric vehicles. If we move away from petrol vehicles to electric vehicles, so how is it going to help? Now, this article can go even much deeper, like introducing petrol under GST, is it worth it or not? So at least in the initial days, you don't have to think about all these things. Remember the diagram, data, insight, knowledge. In the same way, these are 4 random dots you are learning. Actually, this article is also important. Industry practices are against national interest. So a cabinet minister has commented against the industrial houses, which will show that there is no government support or policy support for the industries, which will affect the sentiments. There is a term called as animal spirits. Unleash animal spirits is something that you will learn once you read economic survey or budget. In relation to that particular topic, this article is important, but you may not remember this today, you may not understand it, but 6 months down the line you will realize its importance. Okay, just keep in mind it's a random dot. So all these places are, you know, city wise, edition wise. If you are reading Hyderabad edition, this is about Hyderabad city. Chennai edition, Delhi edition. Sometimes there are good articles in these sections also, but you may or may not need to remember. But see, you need to have that curious mind. This is about Delhi, right? Delhi police have issued a statement against unmanned aerial vehicles. If you remember, 15 days ago there was a drone attack. So unmanned aerial vehicles, what we call as drones in normal parlance, is a security threat. So internal security, Republic Day parades are going to happen. So if drones are allowed from private citizens, some or the other terrorists or lone wolves, who is also a terrorist, can use that to attack the armed forces. So Delhi police have banned all the unmanned aerial vehicles and aircraft systems till the Republic parade is over. So this can be used in your internal security for understanding sake, or you can use it in ethics case study in worst case scenario, or steps to be taken. So there is a drone policy as well in the country. Next. See, as I have mentioned, not every article is important, but when you see this article, the first thing that should come to your mind is man-animal conflict. Urbanization is spreading, human is occupying more forest land. So when we occupy more forest land, animals don't have anywhere else to go, so they are in clash with the humans. So as a solution, Kerala government is overtaking some estates to preserve them and protect them, so that the elephants won't come into the mainstream and it will cause a loss of life and all these things. So in that sense, this article can be used as a solution in GS paper 3 environment and biodiversity, how to reduce man-animal conflict. You can read it, summarize it in your own words and move on. This paper is the most important section in your entire newspapers. This page number 8 and 9, it keeps on changing every day. But the thing is, this is called as editorial section. Editorial page, the most important page for your entire UPSC preparation. These two columns on the left hand side are called as editorials, right? These are called as opinions. Editorial is the stand of newspaper, more or less. Okay, this is opinion, for example, of Mr. Rangarajan. Okay, this is opinion of Sujan Chinoy. Okay, opinion means it's my understanding, my feeling about it. Okay, it may be subjective, but editorials are supposed to be objective. That means here you will find the data, you will find understanding based on facts. That means if I say government is doing a good job, I need to tell in which area. Like say I want to praise Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. After introducing Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, malnourishment has come down X percentage. That is written in editorial. Okay, so your ultimate answer writing skills can be developed from editorial reading. Okay, very important to read editorials on a daily basis. Opinions are subjective. That means you may agree with him, you may not agree with him. You may agree with him, you may not agree with him. But the thing is, there are always good points. Okay, he might be totally critical of the government, but the thing is, he might be criticizing by saying, according to Comptroller and Auditor General of India, or according to Niti Aayog report, in India we have 35% of malnourishment. Okay, he is criticizing even after 75 years of independence, we are having, let's say, 30% of the population under below poverty line, right? According to some new report. Then that particular data or a fact can be used by you in the answer writing. It may be right, left, center, whatever. His opinions are irrelevant. But if he is saying something based on a fact, which we call as empirical data, right? So whenever someone criticizes or praises government using facts, you can take those points and use them in your answer writing. Okay, so please remember, opinions, editorial. You have to write your answers like this with facts and data. Opinions are subjective. That's human interpretation. Next, after editorial page, we will start something called as national. This is where sometimes the most important news are found in the newspaper. Government is about to ban plastic, which is a very good thing for environment. Yes, so you will read this article, understand, and you can link it. For example, there is one line in this article which says Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016. This is governance. Governance means application. Government is saying please don't use plastic, which is good for everyone. Next, you can see elite militant is killed. That is internal security. So in spite of all the efforts taken by government, still some terrorists are there in the Jammu and Kashmir. So how is government working on that? This can be used in your internal security. Random dots, just to read. Again, if you see this particular article, Taliban gains complicate India's options. So IR, as I have mentioned, if something is happening in Afghanistan, why should it bother India? Because India is an immediate neighbor of Afghanistan and it has a lot of ramifications on India. If you read this article, you will come to understand, okay, whenever there is a terrorism or increase of Taliban in Afghanistan, it will have impact on India. So that's a random dot you develop. GS paper 2 IR. Like this, you read selected articles. You can happily, eyes closed, skip the rest of the articles. You don't have to worry about, because they are not evergreen, they are not long term. That means 6 months down the line, people will forget that there was ever an article. Government is allowing genetically modified soy. You may not understand the importance of this article immediately, but there is a huge issue or debate going in the country related to genetically modified crops. Okay, so allowing something of GMO products, genetically modified products, is good for the country, bad for the country? How is it going to help the farmers? So the spillover effects of this particular topic is huge. Important article. Like this, first of all, we will come to know what are the important articles. Then in the classes, we will discuss why that particular article has important points or how to use this. So we will go in depth. This is just for brief outline. As I have mentioned, if you see the entire newspaper, there are multiple articles, but the most important page is this and this. Normally it will be 2 articles or 3 articles again here, right? So these 2 pages are like heart, the most important section of your entire newspaper reading. The rest all is subjective. You can skip a lot of articles, but you need to read this selected articles. Now after this, there is something called as world section. Especially for PSIR students, this is international relations, right? So in world sections, you will have all the international relation related news, and again, not every article in this page is also important. You can read very, very selectively. Next is business section, which is very important. This is economy related stuff. So all the stuff related to economy actually is here, right? So economics is theory, economy is practice. So whatever you read in the NCERTs or standard textbooks or anything related to Indian economics, you will see the application part here. So if you read any standard textbook, you will know BSE, Sensex, Nifty and all these things. But here when you see Sensex, that's a prelims question. Yes, imports are increasing, decreasing, how will it have implications? So all the business section part will give you a good understanding of what is happening in the economy, and it's a very, very important page. Again, not every article is important. You can read very, very selectively. So I will teach you how to filter the articles in the classes anyhow. Apart from this, mugging up syllabus copy, main syllabus copy and GS papers is equally important. Sports section, as I told you, just giving a glance at the headings might give you a understanding. Now apart from Hindu, there is one more paper that is suggested, that is Indian Express. So especially in Indian Express, there is a page called as Explain. It's the unique feature of Indian Express. You have to read selected opinions and editorials from Indian Express also, but explained page is even more important. Explained, as the name says, they will take a particular topic and they will give you a brief outline of the entire topic. So if you don't know what is happening in Afghanistan, this particular diagram will tell you the story, how Afghanistan is totally occupied by Taliban in the recent times, right? Next, so please remember, explained page is a must read for UPSC preparation in the recent times. Next, again, just like Hindu, we also have editorial page in Indian Express. Not all articles are important, some articles are important. These are called as editorials, stand of the newspaper, very, very important to read, must read. Again, not everything is equally important. By reading the topic, you know whether it's worthy or not. If yes, totally read it. Then these are called as opinions. So this is opinion of Pratap Bhanu Mehta, this is opinion of Rishad. So opinion of these people on different topics, right? Again, this is about opinion of parliamentary functioning. You read her opinion, she will tell you why parliament has to function. There will be a fact, like this is what parliament is supposed to do. She will quote parliament official government data. Government is not functioning up to the total optimum level because opposition is not allowing it to do so. So it's not politics here, but overall accountability. Like this, these are editorials, opinions. So whenever you see a person and a name under it, most of the times assume it's an opinion. Opinion means that is his point of view. You may or may not agree with her or him, but the thing is, if he is saying something with a fact, you have to take that fact and use it in your answer writing. The rest of the noise you can ignore, because everybody will have some agenda, right? Like left, right, and political biases will be there, human biases will be there. Let's say there are foreign diplomats who want a government of India to talk to Taliban. Okay, there are diplomats who don't want to talk to Taliban. So that's their opinion. I can listen to either of the sides, those who want to talk to Taliban, those who don't want to talk to the Taliban. Then I will come to a middle path. Okay, what are the advantages of talking, what are the disadvantages of talking, and what is Indian government doing about it. Like this, you have to filter noise in your own brain, no filters on the outside, because opinions are, as the term says, is opinion, right? So please understand, editorials are very important for your answer writing skills. Opinion are very important for your developing your analysis. Okay, the rest of the newspaper is just for staying in the loop. Okay, so when we start our classes, when I see you in the classes, you will be able to appreciate the newspaper in a much better fashion, right? I hope this will help you give a brief outline. Thank you.